question that comes to mind is, what is everybody else doing? What is everyone else, especially my age, doing? Well, in all fairness, they're doing all the same shit. Like, it's to put it bluntly, really, like Friday night, Saturday night, you know where they are. You know where they are. You walk down the main street of your local city, that's where they are. They're there, clubs, pubs, getting absolutely shit-faced. And don't get me wrong, that's all well and good, but it's a little bit confusing because it's like we're in a stage now where financially Australians are struggling the hardest, especially young Australians. It's like still there's just no effort to break out. Now, I didn't choose lawn care because I thought, oh, this is the most profitable business ever. I chose lawn care, or I guess I chose to stick with lawn care because I was already doing it anyway. I knew how to do it. So I thought, well, I may as well make the most of these skills. Like, I knew I wanted to chase more or to do something bigger. But then I thought, well, if I've already got these skills, why not just absolutely scale the lawn care industry? And the best thing about scaling the lawn care industry, like especially in Australia, is that nobody else really is doing it. There's not a lot of massive companies out there. Look around you, how many of the lawn care businesses are actually scaling? I tell you what, honestly, bugger all. However, if you're in the lawn care industry and you're scaling as fast as you can and as hard as you can, then it's really less about the lawns and the garden and it's more about the general business. So it becomes a very different job. It has nothing to do with cutting grass anymore. But you got to stay humble because it started that way. Now, obviously in my YouTube videos, I'm going to be talking a lot primarily about the lawn care industry because that's what I know. But take the mindset, that's what I really want you to take, is a mindset of what I'm doing, not actually, necessarily about the lawn care unless you're in the industry. Because realistically, if I was doing the same thing I'm doing now with there's just the same mentality and I wanted to scale and I wanted to grow, I wanted to make money and I wanted to push past and work harder than everybody else, it really doesn't matter what industry you're in. It doesn't matter if you're in a trade. It doesn't matter if you've started a business that has nothing to do with the lawn care. Lawn care is just an example. The real question is though, is lawn care actually profitable? Does lawn care make money? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lockie Foxwell. One of the best things about starting in a lawn care industry, if you are looking to get into the lawn care industry, is that it's really easy to start. It's really easy. It's really cheap as well. I mean, you need what, $500? Literally. Secondhand blower, mower, whippersnipper, done. That's it. You can start real quick, real easy, and that's probably, like I said, one of the best things about starting in the lawn care industry. Now, the best way to start getting customers when you start is jump straight on Facebook Marketplace. Why? Well, because Facebook Marketplace is obviously, there's a lot of your locals are on there. I mean, you want to jump onto your community group, but that local community is looking for local lawn mowers. So you just keep putting your name out there, and I promise you, you'll get your first few in no time, okay? Now, if you had to ask me right now, we make probably about $5,000 a week, roughly. The jobs range from 50 or probably 60-ish now to sort of $80, $90 a lawn, okay? So it's from 50 to 90. So roughly it's about 20 houses and you usually make about $1,000 a day, just over $1,000 a day. That's kind of what we're hitting at the moment. Now, I think a lot of what I see on the media is like, oh, how do you feel being a business owner rather than being an employee? Well, it goes both ways. I mean, obviously, all in all, it's better. First of all, you're working for yourself. You're pushing your own name out. And second of all, you're building something that is for you, not for anybody else. So 100%, it's obviously better. So that is a major difference between being a business owner and being just an employee. Diving into a bit about, the mentality of being in the lawn care industry as a whole, obviously if you're scaling, is that you're gonna have a lot of quiet time. And that quiet time does affect you. And it does, not just financially, but it affects you mentally. Because now it's like, for a couple months you just sat there and you're like, nothing is happening. You're not gaining any more clients, you're not gaining any more money. And I feel like the quicker you grow at one specific stage, the slower you feel for the rest of the year. And then I think the obvious one is when just shit goes to shit. I'm talking everything breaks on you. Like, you'll have nothing go wrong for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, your mower goes, all right? And you're like, well, okay, whatever. Pay a couple $100. To be fair, now it's probably a couple thousand. Get that fixed up, back on the field, something else goes wrong. Now you've just wasted a day. And then it gets to the next day, you're already overbooked, but now it's raining and you can't actually work. And all these little things start to pile up, and then you come home and you come home to complaints. Look, at the end of the day, if that is business, and if you can't get through that, or that affects you too much, or you let it affect you too much, I promise you, you're not going to get very far. If you are starting out, your mindset needs to just be extremely hungry. That's pretty much how I'd put it. You need to be hungry. You need to really want it. And you need to see it as, this is the only way. Like, this is the only way to do it. This is the only way to get through. Because the second things go wrong, if you think, oh, maybe this isn't it, it's like, no. It's not that it's not gonna work. It's just that you're going through some setbacks. Stuff's gonna happen. Learn from your mistakes as you go through. This is why I said it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if it's lawn care. It doesn't matter if it's some other trade. At the end of the day, if you have that mindset, like, you are just not going to stop and you are not going to fail and you're just going to keep on riding through, you will make it. Now, why is now a better time than any other time to be at least in the lawn care industry? Well, I said this in a couple of videos ago. I said, because mostly AI, realistically. It's going to take over every single job. It already is. And it's not going to be long until, you know, everybody's going to want to be doing lawn care. So if you get in nice and early and you start your business now, then you're going to be more of a competition for them, but they are going to be less of a competition to you. But like I said, it's not like a new idea of scaling lawn care. Like, everyone knows you can scale lawn care. It's the mentality of actually doing it. But like I said, this is why it's the perfect time to join right now, because the competition is so small. Now, I'll pretty much wrap up this video, but if you want to learn a little bit more about the lawn care industry, I'll drop a link in the description below. Join the school community. We're all a part of it. There's lawn care and landscape business owners in there. The whole idea of this is so that everybody is talking about scaling and everybody is growing and everybody's hyping each other up to actually grow bigger. And there's going to be lessons in there. We're going to have lives in there as well, and not just one. We'll probably have a couple, and you'll learn from a lot of people who have done it. And so it's completely free, so I don't know what you're waiting for. Just go in and chuck in. You'll get screened, but that's all right. If you're hungry enough, you'll be let in pretty quick. So guys, I'll wrap it up here anyway, and I'll put out another video next week. Again, I say this every video, I feel, but if there's something you want to see, especially if you are just starting or you've been in the lawn care industry for a while even, chuck it in the comments below and I'll make sure to get a video out about that. But until then, guys, I'll see you next week.